London is a feast. At first, all one can do is look. But my eyes, having been tuned to the sights of St. John's, can barely comprehend the spectacle. I think now that Newfoundland seems more rock than art. Of course, I do find myself thinking of home and missing father and mother. I'm hesitant to admit this, but there is a freedom in having an ocean between us. And with such excitement before oneself, it is hard to feel anything but joy. Truly, I feel there is so much happiness in store for me. The Academy, of course, is a great pleasure. How one loves to recite Shakespeare and spend evenings in the theatre. One could choose any pleasure in a city like London. But I like things that stay in the memory much better than things I can touch and taste. So my choice is always the theatre. I look forward to witnessing a true spring. I feel the season must bolster one's spirits and inspire a love of small things, such as sunlight on one's skin. How easily I can imagine myself staying in England. You see, I want to be something for myself. I don't know if I'd ever admit that to anyone, but it's true, and it seems easier to attain that something here than it does at home. There are simply so many more possibilities. Truly, I feel as if I am standing before myself, about to witness a great unfurling. I hardly recognized England when I first arrived. One hears, of course, what the country and people have endured. But to see it in the flesh is something very different. It is another world. Less are the excitements I once found in my youth, the London I knew through the theatre and the Academy. To think I once stood in this great city and was certain of all the blessings that awaited me in the future. To think I was once so naive. I'm much older now. Of course, people know me as a novelist. But what is a novelist who does not write? I find myself at a great juncture. I simply cannot make heads or tails of what the future has in store. And having lived these long years, with much of my work behind me, one does wonder what to do with oneself. I'm leaving England soon to visit the continent. Gladys worries about the price. And I tell her that the trip is a marvelous investment for personal satisfaction. And I haven't bought a thing except experience, which is intangible. And while I have always been averse to showing my true feelings, I must admit that to embark upon France makes me think of them. Those men we loved. I'm certain I shall roll through some country and think of nothing more. But let us not speak of it. It feels too much like having eyes on one's bare heart. And what right do I have, anyway, to pour my heart out? Haven't we all suffered through these long, cruel wars? Instead, let us look to the weather, which, to my great relief, is all the better here in England. If I never return to my beloved Newfoundland, please know that it isn't because I do not love her. for I do, as much as I have fought against her. But one cannot easily weather the purgatorial season that passes for a spring there without finding one's character diminished. You'll forgive me, won't you? It's also incredibly sad. Daddy was the only one of them who died neatly and quickly. Perhaps if I stay on in England, my writing capacity will return. This is my greatest wish, as my biggest distress has been the disruption to my work. I simply cannot think of a thing to say. I find myself in a mental, non-creative desert. One hopes some time away will lessen these conditions, as to be at home, in the house on Rennie's Mill, is to be reminded of mother and father and everyone else. It has done terrible violence to my nature. I do wonder what to do, but I have great faith in the pattern. I have never once been stuck in my life, and I certainly don't expect to be so now. And if, by some chance, I am forced to return, I have great faith in the guiding hand, and I do not mind being exploded periodically. It will all untangle as I untangle.